What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. This is Invest and Talk. And yeah, I sold 90% of all my investments. Before we begin, I just want you to know that there's a couple of things we want to go over again. Number one, you got to hit that subscribe button. Number two, make sure you leave a thumbs up so that other people can watch this if they're interested. And number three is just a disclaimer that if you are an investor, I am not a financial advisor. I'm just giving you my opinion backed up with facts. So please, if you are making any investments, please consider all the risks. So we end this week on a positive note. Dow Jones going up 92 points. The S&P 0.45% and NASDAQ 0.52%. This week has been great compared to last week when we ended it Friday. Dow Jones was down like 700 points. People thought it was the end of the world, that we're gonna pull back. But like I said, we were just in a consolidated mode. We looked over the charts a little bit and there's just no reason to panic. So I know you guys are wondering why I sold 90% of my portfolio today. But before we get into that, the first thing we gotta do is just go over the market. And here in Invest and Talk, there's one thing we like to do. Let's talk. Today was an important day. It was a day that we had to release the job report. These job reports are important because, of course, we know that we are in a recession. And the definition of recession is just any time that the market or the economy has a 10% or higher unemployment rate. And so today's job records beat out the waters. Investors and analysts were expecting a 2.9 million job increase. The street blew it out with a 4.8 million in June. And unemployment falls to 11.1%, which is still above the 10% mark. But one thing we like to mark out, it is regression. So that as long as it's falling down, investors are hyped. And that was why the market today gapped up huge, eventually kind of faded off at the afternoon. But we had a great gain this morning. It popped up like 400-point Dow Jones and ended up going down a little bit. But overall, it was just great news coming out the streets. And that was a big reason that the market is still up for the week. This was great news. People were looking forward to this, just wanted to see how things were, especially the government. They were wanting to put their stimulus package into order. And this was something they were looking at. They wanted to see how the jobs were going. So they know that to continue the unemployment with the $600 bonus on top of the unemployment, the PPP loan, another $1,200 for every American that qualifies. In other news, we talked about Tesla today. Tesla blew the market out the waters today because an analyst was expecting a 72,000 vehicle in the last quarter. Well, Tesla actually sold and delivered 90,650 vehicles in the second quarter, which beat all Wall Street estimates. This stock was up substantially. It is up to $1,250, something around there. This thing was just trading at like $400 a couple of weeks ago. Tesla, if you don't know, is a great growth company. This company produces electrical vehicles, which is good for the environment. Innovation for the future, which talks about battery, how battery can last longer. They also have the program SpaceX, which launched the first American space shuttle up in orbit. That was done a couple of weeks ago. So Tesla's doing a lot of big things. They are well above all other technology companies as far as innovation and for the future. And I really like Tesla. This is Tesla's chart. I mean, it is a crazy chart. As you can see, that big dip was, of course, the coronavirus that scared everybody. The whole world was going to end. And so this stock tanked from $950 down to pretty much $300. That was your time to buy. I mean, it was a great pullback, but it was uncertainty. So I understand that most people may have thought it would have came down lower, but now it's at all-time highs again at $1,250. And for me, I really like this stock. I really understand and really praise Elon Musk for his innovation and his future thinking. But I am an investor and I'm looking for one thing, and that is to profit. I don't want to marry any companies. I'm not a part of Tesla. I don't work there. And so we want to make sure that anytime we do invest in a company that we do like, that we're getting into something that has good valuation. And from this chart, it seems parabolic where it moved from $350 all the way to $250. So at this point, I'm not interested in buying it, but if Tesla ever pulls back to a decent level, I'm sure I will be looking into getting some shares of Tesla. This here is just a quick breakdown. Tesla has a market cap of $223 billion as of today at 130. But again, something that does worry me a little bit is we look at the PE ratio that they are, in the last couple of quarters, they did profit, but overall, Tesla hasn't been profitable. They are constantly spending money to put things in perspective. They had new vehicles coming out, some vehicles that are going to be more prone to the people that are middle class, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 range vehicles, which is a lot more affordable than their average six-figure vehicles. That is the trailing 12 month. They haven't been profitable, but the future price to earnings are looking more profitable. This is a good company. They don't produce any dividends. So if you're looking into a dividend stock, this would not be it. This is a growth company. If you're thinking about innovation and in the long term, this is the stock for you. Another company that we talked about earlier was Constellation Brands. Remember, this company had a large stake into Canopy Growth, our number one stock that we picked for 2021. They reported earnings this week and they blew them out the water. Constellation Brand came out this quarter with a 2.06 per share, beating Zacks 1.62. They actually came up with 2.06 per share on their earnings, which is a 27% beat, which is a beast. And the good thing about Constellation Brand that made me really just that much more confident on their potential to hold their stake into Canopy Growth is because they actually raised their 2020 earnings outlook. It was between 95 and 105 a share that they raised it to versus 55 and 75 cents a share. They are raising $2.3 billion of cash flow, and that is up from a 1.5 and 1.6 billion dollars previously stated. But Constellation Brand is doing good. They talked about a little bit drop compared to last year, but this year is a little bit different. People are not going out, and restaurants and bars right now are banned from opening in a lot of states. So how many people go out to the bars and grab a Corona or a beer that comes from Constellation Brands that are going to be X'd off? They raised their outlook, which is very, very positive because most companies may just keep it the same and beat it so that their stock goes up, but they're actually raising it, so they're bringing confidence to a lot of investors. Another earnings that came out this week that was insane was FedEx. Remember, we talked about this last week, how I love FedEx because they are a logistics, and because FedEx is logistic, people are staying home, companies are working from home, so there's going to be a lot of delivery. Besides the well-known UPS, what other company is there but FedEx that has the capital, that has the vehicles, that has the planes to deliver everything that you want? Their report came out and this stock went bonkers. This stock jumped so high that the last time FedEx ever jumped this high was in 1986. They were up almost, I think, 16%. We looked at their earnings. They were estimated to have a 1.52 per share earnings, but they actually came and destroyed it with a 2.53 per share earning. That is almost double. I mean, like, the revenue was insane. This stock was just on fire that day. It just gapped up and just kept on rising, and it held, and it was doing good. But here in Investing Talks, we talk about the good and the bad. The thing that I did not like, and I highlighted here in the blue for you guys, is that FedEx said it wouldn't publish a profit outlook for the current fiscal year. That right there lets me know that this company is so uncertain that they won't even give a guidance out to, hey, we expect maybe this much on profits, this much on revenue, that they're not. They're just saying, hey, this is what we did last quarter. Let's see what happens for the rest of the year. We don't know what's going on. So with that and other things that I like to consider, this is where we're going to start turning into why I sold 90% of my stocks in my portfolios today. It's because we don't know what the future lies. Most of my stocks that I bought in April were pretty much in their lows. I've made substantial. I am definitely beating all the indexes. And I sold because I'm not greedy. I mean, these stocks are insanely high at all-time highs. Don't know what to expect. So I just wanted to make sure I lock in profits just in case. Another reason I sold is because of the US coronavirus cases soar more than 50,600 in record in a single day jump. This goes all the way back to the pandemic at its peak in March. This jump right here is at a record. That means that there hasn't been another 50,600 on record. That is alarming. That is just showing how many people have been infected, but how many people are still lagging in that 2-week time frame, we don't know. But this right here just shows that maybe there's going to be more government restriction. Governments already came out. Federal Reserve already said it doesn't make sense to shut down the economy. That is probably something that is not going to happen. So that's why I'm still confident that the market will hold up. But I do expect a drop because with the coronavirus going up and stocks at all-time high, it's just a correlation that is just in time that something bad's going to happen. I am not bearish at all where I think the market is just going to die, but I am cognitive of what's going on in the world right now and that these cases in the United States just constantly jump because of the protests, because of certain states that are opening back up, that are less regulated, and people are just not taking social distancing serious. They're not wearing their masks. And as long as this case is still here, I'm still going to be cautious about the future. Another reason that I sold 90% of my share is because we talked about this last week. It is the madness. This is earnings season. Earnings season, it is where you sweat your balls off because if you have big positions in stocks and you are uncertain or you are just over your head, you are going to be sweating your balls off because this earnings season is going to be insane. I am telling you right now, earnings season kicks off in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, we have earnings season where everything goes down, where companies tell you what they did in the last 3 months, what they have for guidance for the next 3 months, for the next fiscal year, and what their plans are. One thing that I am looking forward to is what are their guidances? What do they see in their guidance in their company? Are they seeing substantial consumers, or are they seeing a steady climb or a steady decline? What are people doing right now? Are people saving money? Are people spending it? What is everybody doing? The big earnings season starts on July 14th. July 14th, before markets, we have the banks. And I love when the banks come out because the banks are the big boys. I want to tell you what consumers are doing because how many people actually keep their money under their mattress? No, people are putting their money in the banks, invest in it. So these banks are going to tell us a lot about it. The one thing that I really look forward to is JP Morgan Chase. They do go in depth about a lot of the economics standpoint, not just in their own company, but they kind of give a forecast. So the banks are going to kick off, and this is going to be huge. Banks are going to let us know what it is the future is going to bring for the economy. What are the consumers? What are the average person doing with their money and saving up? We also have earnings from United Airlines, and that week alone, we have big earnings from eBay, Microsoft, and Netflix. So that's when the earnings season comes off or kicks off because those are the big boys, and then it's just going to progress over there. But with that in mind, that is just something that I am unsure of. I don't know what's going on. So because I am up so much from my portfolio, I'm just going to take profit. It's okay if I miss out, if these stocks have some crazy, enormous run. It's okay. I mean, I'd rather have cash, and I'm still up well above the averages this year. So even if I end the year with what I have right now, I'm happy with that. If you guys enjoy that video, it's just my thoughts on what's going on in the market. I'm not bearish, I'm not bullish. Again, I'm still just neutral. There's just uncertainty that's coming in the market right now. So just be safe. If you have a portfolio and you have cash on the sideline, just wait till the earnings. The earnings are unpredictable. If you think that every company is going to beat, you are insane. And if every company is going to drop, you are also insane. Let's just take a moment, just relax a little bit. We have one more week until earning kicks off, and just have money on the side. There's nothing wrong with that. We can just wait until a better entry. But other than that, guys, I hope you guys enjoy this video. I love making these videos because I love trading and investing in stocks. And if you guys have any questions or any topics you want to go over, please leave it on the comments below. I'll make sure I answer that. And make sure you hit that subscribe button, leave a thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys next time.